Who will win the 2026 FIFA World Cup? Every 4 years, the world loses its mind over one question. Who's going to win the World Cup? And this time, it's not just fans arguing in comment sections. Artificial intelligence is making its predictions, and the answers are actually fascinating. Some of the most powerful supercomputers and AI chatbots on the planet have crunched the numbers, and they don't all agree. So today, we're breaking down exactly what AI is saying about the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And there's one wildcard prediction at the end that nobody is talking about. Stay with me. Let's start with the big picture. Why does this even matter? AI predictions for sports aren't new, but they've gotten seriously good. We're talking about systems that run tens of thousands of simulations, factor in player form, historical data, tournament brackets, things that would take a human analyst years to process. So when the machines start agreeing on something, people pay attention. The question is, do they actually agree on 2026? Short answer, not really. Here's where it gets interesting. The most credible forecast right now comes from Opta. If you don't know Opta, think of them as the gold standard of football data analytics. These are the people that serious clubs and broadcasters trust with their numbers. Opta ran 25,000 simulations of the 2026 World Cup. 25,000! Not once, not 100 times, 25,000 full tournament simulations. And their supercomputer spits out one clear favorite: Spain.
Spain comes out on top with roughly a 16% chance of winning the whole thing. In football terms, that's actually huge. A 48-team tournament with that kind of probability gap over the field? That's a strong signal. In theory, 16% doesn't sound like much. In practice, when you're picking from 48 nations, 16% is basically a flashing neon sign that says bet here. But Spain isn't the only name in the conversation. Right behind them, very close behind, sit two giants, France and Argentina. Both are hovering above 10% in most statistical models. And if you know anything about football, you know these two don't need an introduction. France has one of the deepest squads in the world. Argentina just won the thing in 2022, and they have a certain player, you might have heard of him, who tends to show up when it matters: Lionel Messi. Whether he plays in 2026 or not is a whole other conversation, but the Argentinian machine keeps getting flagged as a genuine title threat regardless. You know the type. The team that wasn't supposed to be there and then just wins. Now here's where the chatbots come in, and this is where it gets genuinely fun. Not all AI is the same. There's a big difference between a supercomputer running millions of statistical simulations and a chatbot like ChatGPT or Gemini. Generative AI, the kind you can talk to, reasons through predictions differently. It reads patterns, considers narratives, weighs context, and the results? They're all over the place. Gemini, Google's AI, picks France, specifically a France versus Portugal final, with France coming out on top. Claude, Anthropic's AI, also likes Spain. In fact, Claude predicts a Spain versus France final, with Spain taking the trophy. We might be onto something here. ChatGPT, OpenAI's system, goes in a completely different direction. Argentina, as in the reigning champions repeat. Bold. And depending on which version or model you ask, you might also hear Portugal or Brazil thrown into the mix, which honestly feels like the AI equivalent of hedging your bets. This sounds simple. It isn't. These systems are reaching different conclusions from roughly the same pool of information, which tells you something important. Football doesn't always fit neatly into a model. And then there's the wild card, the one nobody's really talking about. A financial analyst, not a football analyst, a financial analyst, built an econometric model based on economic and demographic data, the kind of model used to predict market behavior. And he pointed it at the World Cup. His model correctly predicted the winner in 2014, then 2018, then 2022. 3 for 3. His pick for 2026, the Netherlands. Not Spain, not France, not Argentina. The Netherlands,
A Dutch victory against Portugal in the final. In theory, you'd dismiss this. A financial model picking a World Cup winner sounds like something you joke about. In practice, 3 consecutive correct predictions is very hard to ignore. Is it luck? Possibly. Is it something worth watching? Absolutely. So where does all of this leave us? We started with one question. Who will win the 2026 FIFA World Cup? And after consulting the most powerful AI systems on the planet, we have several different answers. Spain leads the pack according to the cold, hard simulation data. France and Argentina are breathing down their necks. ChatGPT went rogue and backed the defending champions. And a financial model that keeps being right is quietly shouting Netherlands. Here's the one thing all of this tells us.
The 2026 World Cup is genuinely open. No single team is a dominant favorite. The machines disagree. The simulations are close. And that means the tournament itself is going to be unpredictable, chaotic, and absolutely worth watching. The core idea? AI can narrow the field, but it can't write the story. So here's the question I'll leave you with. Which matters more in football? The statistics or the moments that statistics can't predict? If you want more breakdowns like this, where we take complicated topics and make them actually make sense, hit subscribe. New video dropping soon. Don't miss it.